Edison steal everything from Tesla? The actual Tesla. Not the laminated-faced nerd that wants to have a cage match with that calculus major. Is that gonna? I heard the Facebook guy actually does mixed martial arts, which means he could throw me around the room. I wonder what the other guy did. I don't know what happened. You know, it's really nuts what people do when it comes to money. You know, unless they're in business together and they were going to do some Jake Paul. I said that before. That should be the winner. The winner fights Jake Paul for the title in the Jake Paul Boxing Association, the JPIBF. Yeah, it's really just been seeing how crazy hot it's been this year and all that type of stuff. And then I'm watching like the media and they go, what did they call like cities that are like ungodly hot now? They're calling them something cities, charred cities, hot cities or whatever. But they're not going to talk about how the fuck we ended up here because they're not going to fuck with their money. And it's just like at some point you're going to be like, guys, what are you protecting here? There's going to be nothing left. The direction we're going. I don't want to get all fucking doomsday here, but Jesus Christ. They just fucking talk around the whole thing. They don't say that since 1959, scientists are going, hey, man, the way we're living, it's going to do this to the planet. They're like, I'll be dead by then. Give me another fucking lobster roll and a... I always wondered about people like that are like just totally into their own pleasure, regardless of how many people that they hurt, right? Which I guess we've all been guilty of that. You know, fucking going into the fridge late at night, eating the last slice of something, having the last few cookies. Got the crumbs in the side of your face, and your wife's like, did you eat that peanut butter cookie? And you're like, what? And you got to feign like you're not selfish. Oh, did you want that? That's when you just get the side glance and they walk out of the fucking room. So anyway, I'm on vacation here with the family. And, you know, I don't have access to a gym. So I've been doing so well over the last month. But I do have access down the road. They rent some bicycles or whatever. So I'm going to ride a bike like a fucking European guy, which is good because I'm trying to get into Euro shape. All right. For my fellow Americans listening to this podcast, I try to get myself in really good shape before I go to Europe just to shut those fucking, you know, because they're always talking about how out of shape Americans are and everything. Right. And then you go over there, you know, and they think somehow they eat fish and chips out of a fucking old newspaper every day and they're going to have a body of an Adonis. But they are in better shape. They just have better food than we do. So if you're European, come on over here. I'm sure the dollar's nice and weak, right? Come over here, you fucking eat some of our food, you bulk up, and you go back to the pub and you face your high school bully. You fucking lean on him with all those trans fats you're carrying around your chesticles and your fucking man tits there, whatever, chesticles. That's what I call them. And your fucking love handles. The fuck was I just going to talk about? Something in that reminded me of something. I was like, you know what? I should talk about that. That is what I should talk about. You know, it left me. But anyway, I'm going to make sure I just keep eating the salads with the protein and all of that stuff. What the fuck is this? Stop texting me. How dare you text me when I'm in the middle of my podcast? So I got that gig coming up. I got Halifax coming up. I got Springfield, Massachusetts coming up. So my big thing is that I landed and I had a salad a little bit of chicken in it, feta cheese. But I didn't work out yesterday, so it's fucking, every time I start to get in shape. Oh, Bill, what are you gonna do now? How you gonna fucking whine about your life? Boo-hoo, you're so busy when your whole business is on fucking strike. I do love how fucking heartless some people are, I was seeing that there was a guy that writes for that show, The Bear, which is a massive, massive hit. And the writing is incredible on it. He writes on the show. He has a gig writing for a hit TV show, and he's living below the poverty line, right? So most people were empathetic. Somebody writes, get another job. I love blaming him, right? He's working 17-hour fucking days, 14-hour days or whatever in the writer's room and get another fucking job. And then somebody goes, why don't you have the actors pay him? Because they look at actors going, thinking they're all making $1 zillion, and they know their names. That's the genius of being the money behind the money, is nobody knows your fucking name. Telling that the actor should pay the fucking writer is like, they're underpaying the guy, unloading trucks at Home Depot, and then the manager of Home Depot should pay the guy. Not the people that own Home Depot and own the fucking building. Hey, you're underpaying that quarterback, the cornerback. The quarterback should pay him. Well, what about the fucking owner? The quarterback's making too much money. What does the owner make? I have no idea. I don't even know what his fucking name is. Exactly. And all the guy was asking for was just a fucking middle-class living. So that is kind of the genius of this whole fucking rat race, is it causes you to turn on the wrong person, I feel. So I'm for the workers here. I'm not for these fucking... the only time you ever know a CEO's name is when he takes it to such a ridiculous level. Such like a Spinal Tap, ridiculous level of greed that he fucking ends up on that show, American Greed. Remember that guy? He had a $13,000 umbrella stand. Then what's funny is when they're stealing from the company, they end up feeling guilty, in the back of their head. So then they start throwing these lavish parties, and they invite their coworkers, and it somehow appeases their guilt. Yeah, I stole the money, but I threw a party and I invited my coworkers, so I'm kind of like Robin Hood, right? And then eventually the feds show up, and then they go to jail. And I always picture their jail is like a tennis club, that just has modest sort of quarters or something. I wonder what the number one fucking weapon is in a white collar prison. It's like a letter opener. A sharpened money clip. He smuggled it in his fucking ass, his fanny pack, because you're probably allowed to have one. I know you guys, if you guys want to submit some fucking jokes for that. Makes me miss the David Letterman show. Tonight, here in my hand, I have the top 10 list. The top 10 weapons in a white-collar prison. Words. All right. Plowing ahead here. That reminded me of